Welcome everybody to another episode of Skyfactory 4. So, a couple things I've done in between episodes. We are fully upgraded in Matter Overdrive. Got everything that we wanted. Another thing is I set up another digital miner and we're getting tons of ores, as you can see. I've got them all filtering out, so certain ores go into certain machines, and then I'm pulling out like glowstone and stuff, and that's going into our main system. Along with that, we have, if I go up here, and I break into the wall here, you'll see that we now have more spawners. Oh, I hate that. We now have more spawners, mob duplicators. We actually have two wither skeleton and two normal skeleton. That way they will keep up with all of the bone meal that we need for our tree farm. Which, by the way, we're actually, for the most part, keeping up. Haven't really seen this thing drain in a while, which is good. It kind of hovering around 51 million. But today's episode, as I said in the last episode, today's going to be all about Mekanism. And Mekanism is one of the top 3 OP mods. I would say along with, really you have 3 really OP mods. You have Draconic Evolution, obviously, you have Mekanism, and then you have Botania. And Botania and Mekanism are kind of in the same thing. Where, yeah, they're not, people don't think they're OP because they don't use them to their full potential. But Mekanism, they get really OP. So what I want to make from Mekanism is I want to make something called an induction matrix. So what this is, it's a multi-block structure that allows you to store power. So it's like how in Ender IO you can have multi-block capacitors. It's that, but really, really OP. So you have a couple blocks. You have your casings, you have your port, and then you have your cells, and then you have your providers. So your providers is how much you can go in and out at a time, and your cells is how much it can store. So the basic cell, which is very cheap to make, it's 4 tablets, which is just some gold, and yeah, it's very cheap, can store 400 million RF. Okay, the basic provider can transfer 25 million RF a tick, in and out. The advanced is 200 billion. Is that billion? Yeah, that's 204 billion. And can do 13 million a tick. But here's the thing. It's a multi-block. So you can have 10 of these induction cells, and each one can store 200 billion. So that would be like 10 up would be 220 trillion, I think. So it's basically a giant multi-block. So the first thing we have to do is I went ahead and programmed all of the recipes in. So the first thing we want to do is I want to make, let's do, we're going to do 108 because I have 20 on me. So that'll be 2 stacks of casings. Okay. So these can be any size. Okay? And basically, all you want to do is you're just going to build a big cube. So just for test purposes, we're going to have a cube. We're going to do whatever size I've made this. Okay, and then we're going to get some, we're going to do whatever I have made here. Okay, so let's do this, and then we close it up. See the red particles, and now we have an induction matrix, okay? It can hold 25 billion RF, and it can input and output whatever that block was that I made, or that I put in it. So, what I'm going to do is we are actually going to, we're going to make a ultimate, okay, we're actually going to make an ultimate induction cell, which is very expensive. We need more steel. But we should be able to make one of these. So we need steel. So the way that you get steel, and I completely forgot about steel, is you need iron and coal. So what I've been doing is I made another crushing factory, and I've just been putting iron and coal in here. And you get, it's a 1-to-1 recipe, so you get 7 stacks, get you 7 stacks of steel. And we should be good. By the way, that cost like 1,500 gold, I think it was. Let's find out. For an ultimate, I think it's this one. No, it's the other one. This one. No, one of them was like 1,400 gold, I think. So stick with me for a second here. We're going to flux duct. We're going to go in the middle. We're going to build us a little 5x5, right? And we're going to build a really inexpensive way to store a lot of power. Yeah, powder. That made sense. Yeah, that. So that is storing a lot of power. Okay? The way, though, that we need to do is we need to actually make an input for this, okay? So we need to make an induction port, which is simple enough. We just need to make a elite control circuit. Okay, so we need a power in and we need a power out. So we're going to use this for in, and then we're going to use that for out, and we're going to make this 1 block wider. There. Okay. So now if we take our configurator, that should be input, that should be putting power in, right? Yes. So we're putting in tons and tons of power. But what we want to do is I want to do another induction port. Okay. And I want to do another flux duct because I want to get all the power out of this cube that we have. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out of here for now. We're going to have that as a power in. Broke a piece of glass. Okay, there we go. And then I want you to be on output. Why is it not going on output? There we go. Now we're filling up with power. So, we need to come out of here, and we're going to go into our flux network. Okay? So, we don't have fission reactors. We only have fusion. Okay? Fusion reactors are cool, but they're kind of difficult because we have to make deuterium, DT fuel. It's deuterium and something else. Tritium. We gotta make deuterium and tritium to make DT fuel to run the reactor. So we're gonna have to have a pretty good size setup for this. So let me do some reorganizing here, mainly because I don't want to have that there, and I need to fix the flux networks because those things are annoying. So let me work on that, and then I'll bring you guys back. Alright guys, so it's actually the next day, but we're back, and yeah, so we have this monstrosity now. I guess first thing we'll go over is the potato farm. So I have a plant gatherer and a sower harvesting potatoes. They go into black hole tanks because I needed a way to store a lot of stuff. The potatoes go into a crushing factory, which makes me biofuel. And then we take the biofuel, we put the biofuel in here, which goes into a PRC with hydrogen and water, and that makes substrate. The substrate goes into another PRC with oxygen and ethylene and becomes HDPE pellets, which then we turn into sheets. We needed HDPE sheets in order to make solar neutron activators, in order to make tritium. Behind this, we have an electronic separator. This is making us oxygen. We have a rotary condensator, which the oxygen goes into a PRC, and we get ethylene out of it. That goes into a rotary condensator, which turns it from a gas to a liquid, and then that is used to make HDPE. Okay. On this side, we have two electrolytic separators. One's making deuterium, and that comes out of here. The other one is making oxygen, which also feeds into here. The reason we had to have so many of these is I wanted to make this as compact as I could, but only the PRCs, they can only export certain gases on certain sides. Like, since deuterium's on this side, it can only come out this way. And the same with oxygen. Down here, we have a chemical oxidizer that's taking lithium dust, turning it into lithium. It then goes into a solar neutron activator and becomes tritium. We take the deuterium and we take the tritium, we put it in a chemical infuser, and we get DT fuel. So, I did all of that so that we can power a reactor. So, Mekanism fusion reactors are kind of cool. If you didn't know, the way you set them up, you need reactor frames, and you can use glass or frames on them. But you build a pattern like this. Okay? And then you build that on every side. So it's basically a 5x5, and then you build one block out. I think. You know what? This doesn't look right for some reason. That doesn't look right. Let me look this up real quick. Alright, so it's a plus. I mixed that up. It's actually a plus. Okay. There we go. So, wait. I think we need here, 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 and here, correct? Well, it fits together. So on top is where you need your reactor controller. Okay, and now our reactor has formed. Okay, you can see our fuel and our statistics. So, what we need to do is we need to have two ports. We need to have an energy in to our reactor, and we need to have an energy out of our reactor. And I'm actually going to make all of this glass. So there's our reactor, and as you can see, the multi-block formed because if I break a block and then I replace it, we get the red particles. So, next thing we need to do is we actually need to kickstart that reactor. Alright, so guys, now that I've got everything, so we actually need to make We need to break this, and we need to do this. Because we need a way to get our fuel in and out. And actually, you know what? We're going to put these on this side here. Okay? Alright, so now that I've got all the lasers, we need to come out. Let's go 10 blocks. There's 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay? And then we need to build our lasers from here. And this is what's going to kickstart our reactor. Okay? And then we need to go out. I think it's just a block maybe on each. I'm pretty sure it's just one block here. Okay. First thing we want to do is we want to go here. We want to put, let's see, redstone high, so that way it'll only fire when there is a redstone signal. And then we put our lasers here. And we need more lasers, but I'm going to make those off camera. I just wanted to show you guys how to do this. So, next thing we're going to need is power to all of the lasers. And then we're going to need a quantum entangler-porter. So let me go get some lasers real quick and some quantum entangler-porters, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so everything is charging, as you can see. And basically, we need this last one to hit 1 billion RF. So this is going to take a little bit to charge. So hopefully next episode we will be able to fire that. So if you guys enjoyed, let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next episode.